my cup.
What you trying to do? Serenade to
I got this drink in my cup.
Man, Nick ain't even got no cup. Welcome to episode 8 of the Halftime Radio Show. What's up, family? How y'all doing? It's your boy, Uncle JB with
Biscuit head.
Yeah.
I'm embracing it now.
You embracing it, huh?
Biscuit head, Nick. It's me. I'm back
He gonna have a t-shirt one of these days with a biscuit
with a
on
biscuit. And it's going to have
with
Photoshop
little
my head
legs on it. It's gonna look like Nick. The animated biscuit.
Just wait. One day you going to be bald. Then you really going to look like an uncle.
I used to be bald, actually. I actually shaved my head. Shout out to my boy Matt back in the day. He shaved my head the wrong way at UIW. I had folliculitis after that. Man, that was rough, bro. And that's when, like, all the little hairs come into a different spot, grow into a different spot. I couldn't sleep, bro. I was sleeping, like, sitting up like this. Like, I couldn't sleep. It was rough.
This sounds miserable.
It was. I if anybody go with ball, man, make sure y'all know what y'all doing. My man Matt, like, he knew what he was doing, but like he just went against the grain, too deep, and it just, man.
That sounds worse than guarding Jokic this year in the playoffs.
Man, Jokic is a different animal. And like I said, look, we can run this back. I said the Nuggets were going to the finals. And I did not only that, I said the Nuggets was gonna win it. That's what I said.
But he was a Lakers fan.
I said he was either gonna be the Lakers, or I said I'm a Rockets fan first off. But I said this year,
I said bandwagon of the Lakers.
Nah, I said my heart tells me the Lakers, but my head, the right decision is the
tells
Nuggets.
You Denver. I think I remember that conversation.
Yep, I said that. You said the Celtics.
That's brutal, and they were so terrible.
They got waxed by Miami.
Yeah.
And Miami now getting...
Shows you what I know about basketball.
Well, I mean, look, hey, at the end of the day, it's been a different year, man. Like,
oh, no, I guess.
Look, I think if the Celtics would have played Milwaukee, they probably would have beat them. But for some reason, Miami just got their number, man. I don't know why.
They figured something out.
But y'all know what to do, man. Y'all like, subscribe, and share this, man. We appreciate all the engagement. We appreciate all the new subscribers, man. Welcome to the family. Halftime Radio Show. We want to do this every week for y'all. Drop something new, have some engagement, and just talk about some conversations, real life conversations. And if there's anything that y'all want us to talk about, let us know. Hit us up and be on the lookout. We might be reaching out to y'all to come on the podcast at some point.
Thank you.
But man, with that said, you want to go ahead and dive in. What we got? Number 2.
I'm going to 2 because 1 just doesn't. I don't know. Just can't start at the top. Is there another animal you'd want for your pet? So as you guys know, we both have dogs.
He got Reese,
cockapoo, about 1'6", about 18 pounds,
and a whole bunch of fire.
A lot of attitude, way too much, and she thinks she's a human, which just contributes to the problem. That Morgan has enabled her to think like a human being. She thinks she should eat like a human being. She thinks she should have ground turkey and rice and
sleep when she want to sleep.
Carrot, sleep when she want to sleep. Like, she don't want to eat dog food. She want to growl at me. Anyways, growl at me for trying to sleep where I want to sleep in my own bed.
Where you supposed to sleep?
It's just crazy.
Wow.
It's the audacity.
That's Reese though.
So anyways, that was my first dog, but is there another animal you'd want for your pet? Do you want to take this?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the first thing, I got Pepper Ann,
the
chocolate lab, master mix, sweetheart.
Pepper Ann.
She is, I think everybody's best friend. Anybody chocolate that met lab. Pepper, I think could say that she's a great dog.
The best dog.
Shout out to my girl Pep. And then I also have Darius. It's my girlfriend's dog, Darius. He's a little wild. A little on the wild side, a little wild boy. He's
still a great dog.
He's still in his wild boy stage, but I think the first animal I would want to pair with them to would be a goat. I want a goat. Either a goat. I want a goat. I'm not gonna say anything else.
A goat?
Goat, because that means if I get a goat, I have land at that time. And if I got land, that means there's gonna be so many other little animals I'll be able to get, like chickens and all kinds of stuff.
Bruh.
So
y'all hearing this?
A goat.
You hearing this?
A goat
does not mean you have land, bro. I have seen goats in like people's backyards.
I'm not gonna have it. If I have a goat, what I'm saying is like, what's the next dream animal that I want to get next to them?
What you gonna name it? LeBron James?
Nah, if I had a goat, let me think. I'd probably name him Licky, cause they always got their tongue out. You know, like that. You know, that's a little goat. You know, Licky. That's what I probably call him. Yeah, Licky. What's up, Licky? Yeah, that's a good little name. You know what I'm saying? Licky. Licky. I like that.
A goat.
Cause I'm telling you, cause like I'm not gonna have my goat in the backyard. Like I want
Licky the goat.
I want my goat to have room to be able to graze and be a goat, have goat activities.
So
so Pepper Ann and Darius be out with the goat, Licky.
But Pepper Ann can't climb like the goat.
No, they wouldn't be climbing. Pepper Ann and Darius be sniffing the grass. And they'll all be kind of grazing. They kind of eat grass. The dogs eat grass time.
The goat? What is the goat gonna be doing with the dogs?
Hanging
How they
out,
gonna play
chilling
together?
What you mean? They gonna be chilling. Dogs hang out with goats all the time. Come on.
Where?
On any homestead or farm, you got guardian dogs. You know what I'm saying? That be hanging out with the goats. You know.
All right. I'll ease up. I'll let you have your goat.
Let me have Licky.
Licky.
Licky. What up, Licky? That's dope. You can't tell me. Look, that's what.
But is that gonna happen?
Yeah, it's gonna happen within the next year. I'm gonna have me a little goat. You gonna see Uncle JB and a goat. Licky.
And if you ain't got it in a year, bruh.
You know me. Whenever I ever told you something that and I ain't good.
All right. Y'all gonna see Licky within a year from this date. Word to my man JB.
Little baby goat.
You
gonna have a little tongue out there. Like that. Licky.
We'll bring him on.
What about you, man? You want to make fun of me? Let me roast you real quick. What kind of animal you want?
Mine's realistic. Like I didn't
all
right, you want to go unrealistic?
A goat is realistic. You act like that's a
would be a miniature hippo.
Man, you talk about me being unrealistic. A miniature hippo with Reese in in Dallas, Texas.
Yes. Bro, nobody's better than me. I say miniature, like if the hippo was like within 1 to 1.5 feet, you talking about that tall, right? It could be a little bit longer. That's cool. As long as we could raise it from a baby to bigger, then it would be friends with Reese. So I wouldn't even have to worry about it eating Reese or really attacking him like that. So then they would be a loud one and a lethal one. But the lethal one could be like a travel dog, except a travel hippo. So that's where I would go with that one. A travel hippo, a miniature hippo. But if we're gonna get realistic, since clearly you don't want to, I haven't seen anybody do a good job of making a miniature hippo. If I see it hit the market, trust me, y'all will see it. But assuming that doesn't happen, because they don't want me to be great, I'm gonna probably get like a, German Shepherd Lab, something like a bigger dog, because somebody needs to tell Reese how to be a dog without being a human. Like, just because she hangs out with people, she thinks that she is a person. She thinks I should sleep on. You want to raise your? What's your question?
How in the world you go from a miniature hippo to a damn German Shepherd?
Well, because somebody needs to have discipline in the house.
You want to talk about me being unrealistic and talking about a goat? Like, at least you see goats. At least goats actually are a Texas thing. When have you ever seen a miniature hippo in Texas?
Well, it's because nobody, like I said, has done a good job creating a miniature hippo. There's not marketable miniature
hippos. You don't got to create a goat.
Well, you're not going to get bro, you're not getting Licky. I want to see. I haven't seen it. Until I see it, how could I believe it?
As soon as I get land, the next order of business is to get Licky and friends.
France. Now you got France.
Licky and friends. Licky and
Friends or France?
Friends. Like
friends.
little goat
friends.
friends.
Oh, whoa, they're plural now.
Yeah, Licky and the boys.
Licky and the boys. He's gonna have boys.
Yeah, he gonna have the crew. Licky and the crew.
Well, I just want you to know that if they do make a miniature hippo, he would eat Licky and the crew. Period. Because hippos, they like that. And if we miniature, he could still be lethal. Like I said, he's lethal. Reese would tell him, hey, watch out. And then, the hippo would get him. Anyways, I was saying German Shepherd and, or a lab, because somebody needs to have discipline in this house, all right? The problem that we have is that my dog thinks she's a human being. So when I go to bed, she's on the pillow, right? So when I go to lay my head down at night in the house that I pay for,
Cheer.
on the pillow that I bought, on the bed that I bought,
That's
and moved into the house.
That's her space.
She is laying there curled up. And then has the audacity, if I try to just gently lift her, I'm not talking about being rough with her. I'm talking about, hey, sweet thing, let me just move you over here so I can lay down and go to bed. It's like a cat. It's like some ugly things I've never seen that don't belong. It just doesn't make sense. It's too late for you to be growling. You should be asleep. Why are you so awake that you're willing to be growling? I think that she just sits in there and waits for me to go in there so she can be mad.
That's her thing, man.
But I need a dog that can set the example. Like a lab or a German Shepherd's gonna be, they gonna respect what I got going, and they gonna be like, I'm like, hey, go to bed. German Shepherd gonna listen, gonna say, all right, I'm going to bed. They grown. So they gonna go to bed. And then Reese, will have I'll be like, hey, be a dog. All right, look at your brother. And then she gonna go to bed. But the problem is right now, all she's comparing herself to is Morgan, and Morgan's gonna let it happen. Morgan's just gonna defend her. Oh, don't move her. Let her stay on the pillow. So let her eat your food.
So where you sleep at?
On the floor.
Shut up. No,
I sleep on the floor or on the couch.
You sleep on the floor.
In the yard.
So Morgan and the dog in the bed.
Wherever I'm allowed to sleep. It's rough. Why you think I got these bags under my eyes, man?
So you and the miniature hippo gonna be on the floor?
Bruh, no, because at that point, if I get the miniature hippo, we run the house. Because then it's 2-on-2. Problem is it's 1-on-2. Reese always want to side with Morgan when she's there. But let her be gone. Then she want to be on my hip. Talking about, I need you. But then when she show up, she switches sides. She with the girls now. Right? So if I get a miniature hippo, I'm gonna be first to it. I'm gonna make sure, guy or girl, female or male, that she's gonna be a daddy's hippo. And
Morgan, I ain't co-signing this, Morgan. I'm telling you right now. Don't think that I'm over here co-signing Nick. I don't know what he talking about with the miniature hippo.
You can't see the vision. It's all good. Just like I can't see the goat vision. You gonna see, but I'm not putting the time limit on.
I can physically bring you a goat in a year. You cannot. You talking about is somebody create a miniature hippo?
They doing cloning. Why can't they miniature clone?
Man,
why can't I get a 0.5 version? Like, why can't you just put the cloning machine on and then type in 0.25, and then that's how you do the percentage version, and then boom, it pop out a 0.25 side. I can handle a 150-pound one. But the problem is they want to be 400 pounds or 500 pounds. They want to be so big they can snap me in half. As long as it's only big enough to snap my big toe in half, I can live with that. Or my foot. I can live with that.
Locker number 4. How does accountability play a role in your life? Thank the Lord we changed it up.
We're going from hippos to accountability?
Yes. How does accountability play a role in your life? What are you doing to not only? I guess let's broaden that out. Not only what you looking, not only how you're holding yourself accountable.
Yeah.
But how do you hold others accountable? Because that's a tricky subject. That's
For
a
sure.
tricky line, I feel like, you know.
For sure. No, I think it's important, you know. I think holding yourself accountable begins with being real with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think first you have to be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, what am I doing well, what am I not doing well? And, you know, be genuine with that. Like, be able to really live with that. And you won't be perfect. You'll realize, like, I don't do this well.
Mm-hmm.
I do this well. But, like, you can't. There's nobody does everything well, period. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you were born, where you raised, where you grew up, where you went to school. You don't do everything well. So if you sitting in the mirror and you're like, I'm perfect, look in the mirror think I'm perfect, then you are automatically on the wrong side of the fence on that because you're doing something wrong. So it's like, you know, if you're not looking at what you can be doing better, then you're not holding yourself accountable. I think that's the personal part of it. Mm-hmm. If you're going to extending it to your friends, I think like being a good friend goes along with holding your friends accountable. Like if you tell me you want to be a Olympian runner,
mm-hmm.
all right, well, as a friend of yours, I should be checking to make sure you're running.
Yeah.
If you're not running, you're not trying to be an Olympian. And so then at that point, we need to continue to talk about it because either you need to admit to me that's not what your real goal is, or you need to get with the program and get to work because that's what you're trying to achieve. And I'm your friend and I expect you to get there if that's what you want to, you know, that's your goal. I'm going to encourage you to chase it, right? So, you know, I think it's a tricky thing, though, because you're, again, walking that line of telling people you're wrong at moments when they're wrong and not just being supportive in it. And it's hard, especially when you got friends that don't want to hear that. Like when you're maybe one of a really important core, or you're a really important part of the core of that person, and so they need your positivity. And so then bringing, you know, negative vibes in there, bringing something that's not quite, you know, a positive conversation, not as positive conversation, is hard to do. Because you don't want to send that person into, you know, in a bad space. But you, at the same time, if you're going to be a good friend, you got to be real with them and say, hey, look, your actions are going to bring you this, period. Like, you know, I can't help you if you don't want help, but this is the reality of the situation. And I think that's, you know, kind of goes along with it. If someone's going to let you hold them accountable, you know, because there's also that, too. You have to let somebody hold you accountable. You have to tell them when you jacked it up so they can tell you what you need to be hearing. Mm-hmm. You know, so I think there's levels to it.
Yep.
Right.
No, I agree. You know, the one thing I think kind of to what you say, you know, you got to be honest, right, and truthful. Mm-hmm. I think what a lot of us don't understand, and this is something that I had to learn, is that, like, you know, the saying the truth hurts, right? Mm-hmm. You hear that saying all the time. Well, the truth doesn't have to hurt, right? You can pick and choose a time that's appropriate to bring up a topic or a subject to somebody that you know that, hey, you know, we talked about this. Maybe in the heat of the moment whenever something is done, like maybe that's not the right time because that person might then be on edge, and then the core meaning of the conversation gets lost. Right? But if you pick the right time to be able to have that conversation, and you do it with love instead of coming off as truth hurts, so I gotta let you know that. And that's something that I have to learn. Because there's a lot of times where I felt like, hey, you know what? This is how you making me feel. And it was true. It was honest. It was real. But it was too raw. You know what I mean? Like, I could have delivered it in a different way. You know what I mean? I could have went about it in a different sense. And so I had to learn that, right? Yeah. And so, you know, a lot of times when you holding yourself accountable or you holding other people accountable, you can always meet them with grace and mercy and still meet them with truth and check them in a way, but it doesn't come off as, oh wow, I'm looking down on you. I'm looking down on you. You know, it comes off as, oh wow, you assisting me, you helping me, you looking out for me. You know, hopefully that resonates and hits people a little bit better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It does hit different. You know, like we can all attest to people who, when you have somebody who pours into you genuinely and holds you accountable, and like you get it from like, hey, bro, I love you, bro, or I care about you. I want you to succeed, and you're not going to succeed doing this. You need to fix this. Like, and then you fix it and you understand why that person, like, it's such a good feeling to know that you have somebody who cares about you enough to tell you that, because so many people don't. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? And the other thing is, like, you can only hold people as accountable as they, like, again, like you allow.
Yeah.
You have to let them in, right?
Yeah, and we talk about this. I mean, the perfect topic right now. I mean, you think about Ja Morant, right? If he had the right people around him, they'll be holding him accountable to say, hey, man, you shouldn't be doing this, doing that. I think the same, I have to check again, you know, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the same person that caught him on this recent Instagram live with his gun out was the same person I was with him when he was flashing the gun at, you know, people at, you know, I think the Pacers staff and stuff like that. So this guy has been around every single incident, and it's like, Ja, like, you gotta, I'm not saying that, you know, that what you're doing is wrong, because, like, look, you young, we all been young. I've made plenty of mistakes, so I can't judge him, right? The only thing I can say is, man, maybe check the people that you got around you and make sure that they're actually there for you and not there for the clout and for the fame that comes with it. Because if you really my friend, you gonna make sure that I'm not messing up $200 million plus
at any given
you know what I'm saying? Any given time, my endorsements, you know, my longevity in this career. You know,
even post with
messing around with all this gunplay stuff that you know what that leads you to, like, especially if you, like, come on, man, like, I don't know, I just think that making sure you have people around you that's there for the betterment of yourself, you know, people that you really can trust in your circle, that's gonna tell you when you messed up. You know what I mean? It might come off harsh. Maybe the person can deliver in a better way. I know I've been on both sides, right?
Yep.
So, man, I you know, it's unfortunate for him, because it's like you see that he's probably gonna get suspended, you know, coming up this year.
Maybe for a whole year.
Are you still, like, did you actually get help when you say you're going to get help?
Right.
Are you still hanging out with the same people that continue to put you in a bad situation? Because for some reason you find when you're not around them, but when you're around them, for some reason something pops off. I don't understand why you continue to put yourself and jeopardize your future just to hang out with somebody. What are they doing?
What are they bringing to you? Yeah, what are they bringing to your life?
If you separate yourself from that person, are you better, the same, or worse? And my thing is, if you the same or better, then what's the purpose of having that person if they making you worse?
Right.
Yeah. It's like an anchor holding you down.
Exactly.
You gotta cut that. You gotta let that tie go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't hold on to a chain that you're already free from. You know, a lot of people got the chain. You know, they got the lock already off of it, but they still holding on to the chain.
Yep.
For what?
Why aren't we all, right?
Yeah, we all got our chains that we holding on to, but like those little friends, those little things that if you continue to see the negative behind it, you gotta let that go.
You're right.
That's
you
it.
Got to.
I mean, that applies to anybody and everybody in life. That if you got anything that is just constantly putting you in a negative mood, weighing you down, tying you down, you gotta let it go, and you free from it. That's the biggest thing. You free from it.
Yep.
You know, God set us free from all that. So you know, be free. You did?
Yeah, I love it.
You did? So
I love it. Try to get to the next one?
Yeah, let's get to the next one, man. We did what? 2 and 4?
2 and 4, I think.
Yeah, what you got next?
3.
Okay.
One's last. It's just a setup. One looks like it's gonna be first, but it's just to throw y'all off.
Yeah, it's just to throw y'all. It's just throw y'all off a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Build the tension. Anyways, fantasy football, early picks and sleepers. I love this topic. You know me. You know I'm a fantasy football guru. I am the defending champion of the Dell Fantasy Football League. Ooh, round of applause. Woo! Anyways.
Who are your fantasy picks, man? Or I would say we could say sleepers. We could say people to look out for.
Yep. Okay.
Who you got top of mind?
You know, top of mind's got to be, I like Aaron Rodgers.
You like old Aaron, huh?
I like old Aaron in New York, provided his line stays healthy. But I'm not even in New York. I'm a Patriots fan, so personally, you know, I've really always been lower on Rodgers. So let me backtrack on that. I think he's gonna do well for a 36-year-old quarterback.
Nah, he older than that.
38-year-old quarterback.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna do well with his weapons. I like Garrett Wilson because I like Aaron. Because I trust Aaron Rodgers, I like Garrett Wilson a lot. I think Garrett Wilson's gonna follow up a great first year with a even better second year. I know you're a Lazard fan.
I'm not a fan, but I think that he's gonna do well.
Yeah.
In Green Bay because he got that chemistry with Aaron already. So I like him as a sleeper. I think he's gonna be a lot better of a receiver than a lot of people think.
Yeah, I'm high on Bijan too.
Okay,
I think Bijan is gonna be the workhorse that we all believe him to be.
Okay.
I mean, I don't see any way around it. Isn't Atlanta a power running team? For the most part, they seem to be run, and you don't draft Bijan to not use him. So I think, provided he stays healthy, I'm putting him in the top 3, top 5. If he's healthy, he plays every game. He's top 3 running back, 100%.
Man, I think that's cool, but I think what's sad is that I think what I've heard from people is random. They ranking Bijan over Austin Eckler, and I think that's trash. Sorry. Because I think Austin Eckler is the best running back in the league right now, especially fantasy purpose-wise. If your first pick is not Austin Eckler, then you sleep this year. I think you sleep this year. I think that the Chargers are going to be way better, more balanced, hopefully, of an offense. If they...
You're going to put your faith in the Chargers, bro.
They need to run the offense through Egg. You know what I'm saying? And
I think everybody's
I understand that you got Herbert. I understand that he good. He can sling the ball. But when you got a good running game that can suck up the defense as far as, bringing your safeties in or crashing your corners, and then you can play action off that, they got the receivers. They got the talent, man. Run the ball. I think Eckler is he's a sleeper, which for some reason blows my mind. That the best running back in the league is a sleeper. I think he better. What's
the earliest you drafted Eckler?
That's my first pick. I think
you taking him 1.
I got him in best ball as like my number 9th pick, and I thought that was crazy. I was like I won the first round. He should have been top 3, I think, but he wasn't. I don't know why. Y'all sleeping on Eck, man. Yeah, maybe I got a little bias.
Is JV right?
I don't know, but I think that he gonna be the best fantasy. Who's been the best fantasy football running back the past couple years?
Derek. In my opinion. Derek shows up when you need him.
That boy Eckler. I'm just saying, man.
You're talking about points, but that's in a points per reception league, which most people are playing.
Hey, he catching the ball at the backfield.
But in the standard league, he's almost not
scoring
relevant.
touchdowns. He running the ball. He's your all around utility. The best, most dynamic back in the league.
Period.
Who else is doing everything that he's doing?
Well,
besides McCaffrey. Besides
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey. But Bijan hasn't done it yet. He hasn't even been in the NFL yet. We don't know if he actually gonna do it. Like, that's what I'm saying. People putting maybe over what has been done and is continuing to do. I'm not gonna put a question mark over a check mark.
So Eckler's the best back to you in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially fantasy purpose wise. No question.
Well, I guess we're gonna see.
It's not even we gonna see.
I guess we're gonna see.
You know what I'm saying? I put money on that.
You take Eckler on that. All right, but that's wild. You're not even gonna think about. You're not taking CMC over Eckler. You're not taking nobody.
Eckler would be my
number 1. You don't believe in Derek's resurgence this year?
Because they not again.
Nick Chubb
they not
with
doing,
the revamped Browns.
They not doing what he doing. Nobody has a workload really. Like, and the thing is that Eckler could actually handle a workload, like a full game workload of really like being premier. We going to you every down type shit. He could do it.
But
maybe not every down now, but
is he gonna be healthy enough to do that?
He definitely gonna be healthy enough.
He gets banged up from time to time.
He gonna be healthy enough to do it. You know what I mean? Look, like the little hamstrings and knick-knack injuries, man. That takes a long. I know that firsthand, man. That takes a long time to heal from. But the man is I know he a machine in the off season. I know he eating right. I know he got his body right. I think that he gonna tear it up. And I'm not even a Chargers fan like that. I just think that if you look around the league, you cannot tell me pound for pound there's a better running back than Austin Eckler. You cannot tell me that. You can maybe argue. I'm gonna let them decide. You can maybe argue Christian McCaffrey. Honestly, maybe. But other than that, you can't tell me Saquon's better. You can't tell me Derrick Henry's better. You can't tell me I don't know, Kenneth Walker or, any of the Jonathan Taylor, Dalvin Cook. You can't. None of them are better than Eckler to me.
Stephen A. would be losing his mind on
I don't care what Stephen A. got.
Stephen
It's
A.
blasphemy.
Blasphemy.
I don't
Blasphemy.
care. Ain't no. You cannot tell me there's no better running back.
I'm gonna put it this way. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba is gonna be more of a league winner than Austin Eckler, because I think everybody's way more asleep on Jackson.
The third receiver versus the number one running back.
Yes.
Wait, no.
This is why. All right, because he's going to be the best third receiver in the league. Period. Point blank. And this.
I don't think so.
Look,
I think
if Gino throws for 3K, guaranteed. If he throws 3,500 yards, I guarantee you Jackson's gonna go over 900.
Rasheed Rice is gonna be the best number 3 receiver.
No way, bro. Because
with Patrick Mahomes,
DK, Tyler Lockett. You can't guard both of them.
Travis Kelce.
Then you gonna have Jackson in the slot.
Oh, I'm telling you. All right, look, y'all can sleep on Rasheed Rice if y'all want to. Patrick Mahomes is gonna tear it up with that boy.
No, they say Justin Ross is the man in Kansas City. That's what they say.
Well, just watch out. That's what I'm saying. Rasheed, you be talking about number 3s. Rasheed Rice gonna be a great sleeper pickup for a lot of people. He's not gonna
have more yards than Jackson.
Also, Tank Dell.
All right, that man is nasty. We respect Tank Dell over here.
Tank Dell.
But like I said, Jackson's still gonna have more yards.
I could see that.
We're talking about fantasy right now.
Yeah, I could. We'll see, man. We'll see. I think Gino had a great year last year. Now,
you don't think he could go for 3,500?
Can he do it again? I don't know.
Oh, y'all sleep.
I don't know.
Gino too. Gino might as well be on my sleeper list too.
I'm not saying that he, you can call him a sleeper if you want to. I'm just saying.
You taking Gino over Kirk Cousins or what? Or you taking Kirk?
Nah.
You taking Kirk over Gino?
I'm taking Kirk because he still got that bad man, Justin Jefferson, man. He still got that bad man over there.
I'm just talking about like
the gritty action, man.
But Justin Jefferson has nothing to do with Kirk Cousins' ability to throw interceptions.
He can get open though, and hopefully Kirk can just put it.
I'm just saying, Kirk or Gino, same weapons. You taking Kirk? You taking Kirk Cousins?
I'll take Kirk
over Geno Smith.
Just because of the body work in the NFL that's been done. I'm taking Kirk. I'm taking iced out Kirk.
I don't even want to talk fantasy anymore.
I'm taking iced out Kirk. You saw him on the plane with you.
I even have more sleepers for y'all, but it's just like, why would I share them?
I'm just saying.
I'm talking about Kirk. Kirk 0 for 1 million in primetime Cousins. Kirk, I've never won a primetime game in my life, Cousins. Kirk, I'm getting $25 million a year to throw interceptions, Cousins. I could throw to Justin Jefferson. Me. I'm in a chair right now. Sorry.
What is Geno won?
Huh?
What is Geno won?
What has Kirk won?
Exactly nothing. So they at the same stage. I'm just you saying who would you rather prefer? I'd rather prefer iced out Kirk.
Kirk is terrible in clutch situations.
You like that Kirk? That's what I would take.
You like that Kirk is throwing interceptions in divisional games to win the game.
Hey, look, man, he hasn't had his brightest moments, but neither has Geno. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the last one.
Yeah, that was tough.
That
was tough because it's just like, how are you gonna tell me Kirk over Geno? We talking fantasy. I'm telling y'all right now, if you get a chance in the draft to take Kirk or Geno, just take Geno.
You better take Kirk, man.
Because Justin Jefferson's one man. He's one man.
He got more
Geno is going to be a revelation this year. We believe.
Kirk is in a pass-heavy offense. Take Kirk.
A pick-heavy offense is what he meant. But we gonna get to the root of the source right here, the root of the tree, if you will, and talk about how has God changed your day to day. And I love this. It's a great one to end on because I got stories about it. I'm sure you do as well. Because I can just think back even to a year ago or 2 years or 5 years ago and think about what does my day look like? What am I thinking about when I wake up in the morning? What am I thinking about when I go through my day? And it's completely different, without a doubt. So, Would you like to take that, or would you like me to take it first?
No, I mean the first thing that come to mind is how's God changed my day to day. I want to say it for sure started with music. What I was listening to, like what I was consuming spiritually, I would say. Not only music, the people I was listening to, media. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was I ingesting into my mental, my spirituality? Like, you know, was I working that side out, or was I only working out my physical vices and stuff that I was doing? You know what I'm saying, right? So, he's changed that. Like, I mean, not even just like this past year or, you know, recently. This has been a process for a long time. Like, I always talk about molding me, right? I want to say what the biggest thing for my day to day was just like you talk about like talking to him and stuff like that. Like for me, it's like, what am I listening to? Am I listening to drug dealing music?
Right.
What is that doing for me?
Mm-hmm. What am I getting
out of it?
Yeah.
Oh, I could talk about how I'm doubling this and doubling that. Like, that everything. The only double something I listen to is Nipsey Hussle Double Up, because that's not really talking about drug dealing, right? That's just talking about just life, like hustling, right? But like, what are you listening to? What are you ingesting? You listening to music that's talking about disrespecting women?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you listen to music that's uplifting women,
right?
Because I think everything that you ingest, in a way, comes out of you, right? And so that what I'm listening to and what's coming out my mouth. I think I've made leaps and bounds in controlling my tongue, because I don't want. I mean, it talks about in the Bible how, you know, the same mouth that you have, you praise God with, but then with the same mouth you curse people with, right? And He don't want that.
Right.
And for me, it was like, all right, how can I better my language and talk and how I communicate?
Right.
Can I be slower to anger, right? And that's all day-to-day stuff. You can't just make a change like that. Just like, that's something that you gotta practice it. And I'm still messing up at it from time to time, but I've changed. I've made leaps and bounds in those two specific areas, I would say. So yeah, what I'm ingesting and what I'm spitting out after what I ingest.
Right.
Because a lot of times when I was angry, I would find that it was the mood that I was set when I first wake up. If I'm listening to, you know,
certain tone.
Yeah, like what's setting my tone, you know? And what frequency am I dialing myself into, right? And if I was on a low frequency, I would act out low. I would talk low. I would be a low vibrational type of person.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when I started changing that, everything changed for me. You know, just as far as doors opening, like things felt more in control when I stopped trying to have control, and I would just love and just be patient and just be at peace and just and tap into the good versus, you know, the hustle bustle negative. Because I feel like when you always on the go grind, you really don't care about what you're ingesting. With it's whatever's new, whatever's popping, whatever you can be culturally adapted to. I don't want that. You know, I want to be able to say, hey, like, I know I have a good palette of what my spirits ingesting on a day-to-day basis, and I'm not gonna
compromise.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be too holy in a way, but I'm also not gonna be too spiritual, too secular in a way, right? Too worldly.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna have a good balance, so, you know, I'm able to, you know, talk to people and balance myself.
It's a full range of emotions.
Yeah.
You'll be humbled by some things. You'll be reminded of some things.
Absolutely. So that's it, man.
But I like what you said there about, you know, not the same mouth that praises him. You know, you can't curse him out of it, because it's like the same. Think of God's perspective. From we encounter that all the time. Like, think about, everybody has had a person in their life that has said something positive to you, or treated you well, or acted like things was really cool between you and they really liked you, and then you come to find out a week later, 2 weeks later, a month later, the same person has been telling everybody that you this and you that, and you are lying on you, saying you bad. Like, everybody's had that situation. It's like, how much do you respect that person? So it's like same way God would be. He doesn't look at us like that because again, he sees us clean through Jesus. But at the same time, it's like you don't want to be putting him in that position where it's like I have to ask you to compromise yourself. Because again, it would be like if it was for you, it would be compromising yourself to be like, oh yeah, it's cool. You just do whatever you want to do. It wouldn't feel right. So, but I think in terms of going back to the question, in terms of changing your routine, I think he's changed even when I wake up in the morning. Like, I wake up and every day at some point in the morning, it's guaranteed I'll think about, thank you, Lord, for waking me up this morning. Thank you for blessing me with air. Like I'll become grateful and I'll be humbled and allow myself to fall into the fact that I'm a human being. There's a small chance of me being here in the first place. Like, I'm gonna just enjoy what's in front of me and take this day and try not to over worry or over stress or try to control and try to let all that stuff go. It's like that is not anything. I would have never imagined myself being there a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. And on top of that, just like spending time unfollowing accounts that I have no business following and following things that are leading me to fruit on media, like on all the medias, on anything I'm going to spend my time on, because it's just like I'm setting myself up for failure. He convicted me with that. I'm setting myself up for failure if I'm not following things that are gonna be fruitful. So it's because like Of course you're gonna go on and see things you don't want to see, or you're not trying to see if you following this vast majority of things. But if you cut down your circle, like, again, make your circle smaller or cut down the things you're exposed to so you controlling that, and it's more, like you said, balanced and fruitful. It really affects your day-to-day. It changes how you go through your day when you open up at lunch, because as most people do, they hit that phone, and you look at that, you get 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes of social media or whatever action, and it's like, if that is uplifting, like, everybody experienced it too. When you have an uplifting 5, 10, 15 minutes, you go back to the work that second half of the day, and you just a breeze. You roll right through it. You're like, oh, cool, I only got so many hours left. Like, I'm already halfway through it. It becomes a glass half full versus, you go on and you see the next crime video or the next tragedy, and it's just like, oh, this world stinks. It's like it's easy to take that mindset. And so I think, again, that's one of the things that God's changed in me, is that it's taking that mindset of, just being grateful for what it is and what's going on. And so that's what I would say.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's it's crazy too, because like you said, like unfollowing things and following things that add fruit to your life. I mean, that's what it's all about. You want to be able to pick up seeds for people, and whether you like it or not, whether you want it or not, we all pick up something from somebody. Everybody, right? Like we that's our habit, So, whether you like it or not, past relationships, past friendships, you learn something, you picked up something, you carry something on from that.
Yeah.
Right. So, making sure that you are aligning yourself to people, that's dropping good fruit. Right. That's what you want to pick up. You don't want to pick up bad fruit, because then you got a bad habit that you got to kick because you were hanging out with so and so and y'all used to do this together, and you know what I'm saying. Exactly. So I mean, I think it's huge sometimes when you say, hey, you know what, like, and we talked about this in, I think, podcast episode 6, where we were talking about unlearning things, right? You got to be able to do that. I'll harp on that more often than not, man. Just unlearning things, unfollowing things, distancing yourself and disassociating yourself with things to become a healthier version of yourself.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
Continuing to evolve your thinking.
And it's not that you were wrong when you were doing all that, but like you just said, you're graduating from that. You're moving on to a new level of your life, a new higher, like, consciousness, awareness, and trying to be a better version of yourself. Not only for yourself, but once you realize that being a better version of myself impacts other people.
Everybody.
And everybody that I come around with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be collateral damage.
Right.
I want to be somebody that helps uplift people.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's huge. So
huge. That's great, bro. That's a great way to end it, man.
You know what it is. Thank y'all for tuning in. Episode 8. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to this thing.
Yup.
And Biscuit Head over here. Hopefully he ain't gonna get no damn miniature hippo. But he might be the first person.
Find out on episode 9.